Hi, this is Ramona Dean. Welcome to my MLB The Show 2025 off-season video. Um, this is between Season 4 and Season 5. Let's start out here on the awards page. You can see where my career earnings are. 19,064,200, or sorry, 19,064,002. Most of that was made in my fourth year, where my contract was around 16 million. You start out your first year right around 750,000. The second year I think was 835,000. My third year I got 865,000, I believe. And last year, my third year, I was injured more than half the year. They still pay you apparently. um, so you'll see here in a second they're going to offer me my new contract for my fifth year. And here it is. I have a new contract offer. So they're going to offer me $23,400,000 for a 1-year contract. And I don't end up negotiating this at all. I flip through the screens a little bit and then I end up just taking what they offer. That's what I've been doing. Interested in seeing where this goes when I reach the free agent availability where other teams could actually make offers. I'm just trying to get to that point of the game. I think that's ends up being your seventh year. So I have a little bit more to go before we get there. Still, 23,400,000 is quite a bit for a 20-year-old. Here's my agent. Hi, congrats, champ. What an amazing run by you and the Diamondbacks to the World Series title. You all have so much to be proud of. That said, is there anything you want to chat about now that off-season is here?
No thanks, I'm good for now.
Good to hear. I'll touch base again around the start of the spring training, if not sooner. Until then, enjoy your off-season. So I'm going to go over some of my tools here. Tools attributes. So you can see I'm at 96 on my contacts and 97 on my plate vision. Clutch is maxed. I'm not too worried about the bunting. That's not going to be a goal for this fifth season. My goal is going to be to max out the contact left and right. I'm a switch hitter, the plate vision, and then start working towards some of the perks, which up to this point I have put very little into. But I don't drop very many bunts. I'm batting third. Most of them are out of frustration when I've had like an 0-4, something like that. A bad game batting. So my base running, you can see that here that I'm maxed out on my power. I think the power in contact was a major focus for the first 3 seasons. My fourth season, I focused exclusively on pitching, but you can see my fielding is kind of mid. It's where it needs to be a decent middle infielder. I don't commit a lot of errors. I don't miss a lot of putouts. I'm also will be switching from shortstop to second base this season. And so the throws are even shorter. Base running, the only thing I don't have max is the aggression. You can see here in my pitching, my hits per nine, my home runs per nine, my Ks per nine, my walks per nine. I still have 11 more points to allocate in all those. You can see that in the big game aspect, I've maxed that. That's clutch and your stamina. So I do have a lot of complete games. Here's what I focused on mainly in my fourth year was my pitching, my actual pitches. So you see the screwball, and you'll see that the circle change. I've only focused on control and break. I'm not increasing the velocity. These pitches are ones that you're going to change the movement if you increase velocity. The slurve is also control, break. I I did do a couple points in velocity with the slurve just to have a variation in speeds. Then you see my cutter and my two seam. I'm focusing on each one: velocity, control, break. If you notice, I don't have a four seam fastball. Thought that would be fun to not have the traditional pitch that everyone throws. You can see here in my perks that I don't have anything. You see I have all the batting perks opened, but the only one that I've put any points in was Eagle Eye. I put points in there maybe my second season, thinking that I needed perks over, you know, power and contact, and that's not really the case. I think these are where you allocate your points more where I'm at, like in the fifth, sixth, seventh season. Eventually, I'll have all these maxed, but my goal for the fifth year is really to just pick the ones that I utilize the most. It seems like Eagle Eye, Spark Plug I see every once in a while. There's Insider Information, Jumpstart, those, and you can see that I'm following the top path there more. I'm more interested in having more occasions where the increased effects are going to be triggered versus how high the effect is triggered. I don't think at overall 99 I need a 40% boost to plate vision when I'm I'm going to have that maxed in my regular tool attributes. But you can see here, same for pitching, fielding, and base running. I haven't put any points into any of those perks yet. I have most of them open. I think in pitching I have all but one, and maybe during the All-Star break of the fifth season, I'll do another video and talk a little bit about each one and show which ones I've invested in. So here's first strike, corner painter. None of these I've put any points in. We got precision strike, conductor, filthy break, and I have an open flamethrower. It only really applies to the postseason, so not going to be a huge benefit. Fielding, again, none of these have any points in them, and I've opened all but one. I am making this video a little bit after I've actually played some of the spring training games for season 5, and I did switch to second base from shortstop, and I have noticed that instead of having my pitching start, then going to designated hitter, then playing shortstop for 2 games, having another game of just designated hitter, that I'm playing more and more. I'm playing like every day at second base. So we'll see if they do that during the regular season. Thank you for watching. Boomer. Boomer.